Namaste, and welcome to the practice. Hi, I am your guide, Teresa, for today and for every day on this wonderful subscription. Listen, it's been some really curious times, hasn't it? Are you feeling it? Some of you have given me some quite lovely insightfulness on how you're feeling during this curious time. And some of you have noticed that I haven't really been uploading as many videos due to the fact that I've had an injury and that there are so many videos for you to go through. So today, this is the upload of the latest energies. What are you feeling? Because you're here on the mat, I'm sure you're needing to get really in tune with yourself, get in touch with yourself. Why do we practice yoga? Well, the answer is, in your heart. I practice yoga because it grounds me and it expands me at the same time. Yes, when we root, we rise. So let's get started in this 45-minute practice. I would love to invite you to have your blocks, a strap, a blanket, a bolster, all of the stuff that you need for your success of the practice. Now, come to sit and just be. Let's just rest for a minute in our own body and the breath of that body. You are the sovereign being, the karmic divine energy. How are you feeling really is important. Tuning in, being aware, and being awake. So right now, that breath is so important. Palms can be up on your thighs if you're practicing daytime, palms down for evening to ground yourself and just sit with yourself. Just be, rest, just for a minute or so. Notice the invitation of that breath. Are you able to take it in fully into the fullness of your lungs? Are you able to exhale, release the shoulders, move your jaw, give yourself permission just to be here now without doing so much. Just the breath, just the cognizance, the awareness, the presence. I invite all of us to just really feel that prana, that vital force moving in the body. What is your intention? My intention today is to go with the fluidity, to be my sovereign self, to be present, to be aware, to be awake. What is your intention? Feeling the breath, inviting that breath expansively and composting it, letting it go. Beautiful. Let us now bring our hands together in prayer, known as the mudra, Anjali Mudra, yoking all of our energies, our thoughts, together at the heart center. Setting the intention for the spiritual practice of being one with the self and divine by chanting the sound of Om. Close your eyes if it's not uncomfortable, or drishte, hands at heart center. And we'll start today's practice with the sound of A, O, Om. Okay, take a deep, clearing breath in and out first. Whew, letting it go. One big Om, deep breath in. There we go. Slowly releasing your palms onto your thighs, gently blinking your eyes open. Welcome to your practice. I love this. Let's begin by just shuffling the legs out in front. And because this is a yoga practice for recovery, we're talking everyone needs recovery. Everyone is in that process of eliminating old paradigms and moving forward into an ascension. So take your legs out in front of you. Just give them a nice long lengthening out in front of you. Some may need to bend your knees in order to keep your spine long. That's fine. You do you. Flex your feet towards your kneecaps. I'm just going to turn sideways for you. And as you do that, maybe you'll take your bolster and slide it underneath your knees if that's most comfortable and optimal for you. And then begin your descent, your forward fold. Some of you do not feel comfortable in either way, straight legs or bent knees. So bend your knees out to the side. You can use the bird's eye view as a visual aid. And then dorsiflex your feet, and then see if you can give yourself a little bit more of a forward fold. Landing your hands where you need to land your hands, extending through the crown of the head so the neck stays neutral, hinging at the pelvis, and allowing yourself this descent. So again, some of you may be in this placement because flexion isn't really available to you yet. Regardless of where you choose to be, you are playing in your forward fold as you wish, doing your best to lift your heart. So you're lifting your heart. I'm wearing my heart shirt, but it doesn't really cover much. So you're lifting your heart, but keeping your neck, no buts, keeping your neck neutral. So avoid lifting your chin up and doing this to your neck. Keep it neutral. Some of you may want to prop a block between your shins and come into a forward fold that rests. Some of you are happy to stay lengthened and dance in your forward fold to really get into the hinging of the hips for 5 more breaths, wherever you are. Spread your toes, ignite your fingers and toes from the peripheral into the core of your pelvis, wherever you may be in your forward fold for 3 more full length, long breaths. 2 more. And another. And then mindfully ascend, rise up, roll the shoulders back, bend the knees, and then let's gently and mindfully take the legs back behind you, coming into a nice tabletop that is secure through the base knuckles, finger pads, heel of the hand, so you create like suction cups, hands as wide as your yoga mat. Dance a little dance here, moving your spine around, noticing what you notice. And I say that in every episode because it's up to you to notice what you're noticing about yourself. I do have a lot of spinal spasms going on this month due to the fact that I am processing a lot of my angst, my stresses, my old paradigms. So they are leaving me. So in order to release, sometimes you have to choose to really be in the discomfort, the pain. So move through your cat-cow as you wish. Mine's going to be slightly limited due to my spasms in my back. And of course, previously they were in my neck. And then very mindfully, excuse me, sit back onto your toes. Just 1 second. Throat chakra stuff coming up. As you sit back onto your toes, literally on your toes, give yourself another couple of breaths here. Spread your toes, even if you have to manually spread them. Get into your toes. Good. Lengthen up through the crown of the head. Nice, and then reassess yourself back into your tabletop. Tone the belly button in, and then let's play with the right leg straight back. Tone that belly button in, extend through the crown of the head. Cross the right leg over towards the left edge of your mat and beyond the mat if need be. Press the floor away, lengthen through the crown of the head, and then just start to sway your hips around. Noticing this very gentle spinal side bend. And then let's add a twist to it. So secure both feet and then press into your right hand and lift the left arm up. Now my twist is going to be very gentle today due to the fact that I am very much aware of my range of motion today. So resist the floor with your right hand. So, excuse me once again, you're pressing the floor away. You're creating a suction cup with your hands. If you were able to lift up the left arm, lengthen the tailbone down, tone the belly button in, that's great. If you prefer to keep your left hand down, please do. But find your twist by opening up your heart towards the left arm. So towards the left side for 2 more breaths. Lengthen your neck, wiggle your jaw, feel that energy. Good, and then release that left hand. Bend your right knee out to the side, lifting it up and then drawing it up in towards your armpit. And then extend it straight back, and we'll do that just a couple more times. So you're exhaling, bringing your right knee in towards your armpit to your best ability, and straight back, ability. Again, let's do that. Okay, let's do 2 more times. Just take your time doing it. So we're stirring the femur bone, the upper leg bone in the hip socket. I'm gonna do 1 more time, and then land that right knee, plant or flex your feet this time so you're not sitting on your toes, and rise up. Take a couple of really big belly breaths here. Remind yourself this is slowing down recovery. Yeah. Tabletop once again. Feel the security through the roots of your hands, pressing the floor away, knees, toes curled under. Left leg goes straight back through the balls of the foot, crossing that left leg over to the right, resisting the floor with your hands, and then stirring around in your pelvis, lengthening the crown of the head forward so the neck is long. And once you're secure in hands, knees, and toes, start to lift the right arm out and find your twist. So I like to take my right hand into the sacrum, knit the belly button in, and resist the floor with the left hand, base knuckle, index finger, and find my twist. Breathe in your fullness of your breath out of the body by releasing. We are composting, surrendering, and creating space for the new. When you're ready to reassess your right hand down, extend that left leg back, bend the left knee, and draw it up towards your armpit to your best ability. Really ignite your hands and your feet as you extend that leg back. And I did 5 times on the other side, so I'm going to do 5 on this side. So literally you're stirring that left femur bone in flexion and extension. I'm going to do 1 more of those because I lost count, so it doesn't hurt to do an extra one. And then extending it straight back, land the knees, plant or flex your feet, sit on your shins, open your knees nice and wide, rise up, lengthen your tailbone down. Turn your palms to face forward. So we're lengthening the tailbone down, keeping the neck neutral so it's not an extension or inflection. Feel the difference there. Find your difference. Hinging at the knees, you're going to lean back, and we most often do this in episodes because this really strengthens our core roots, our chakras. From the feet, you're pressing into the floor through the shins, and you're closing the hinge of the knees and then pressing out. And do that a couple more times at your own pace. So really toning the belly button and keeping the neck neutral and finding the strength of those gorgeous legs of yours that walk you on this planet. So I'm going to hold this one just for a couple of breaths because I feel the urgency to do that. Yeah, lengthening your tailbone down and then pressing up. Sit back on the heels, bring the knees to touch. And I invite everyone to come up onto your finger pads now on tabletop. From here, begin that cat-cow movement just to really say hello to the spine once again. Staying on your finger pads to your best ability, so you're creating strength in your wrists. Begin to float the knees up and find a mild down dog. So in other words, your shoulders are still a little bit more forward, your heels are lifted, your knees are bent, and start to walk your feet towards your hands. As you do that, find the roots of your feet once you get as close to your hands as possible. Take your yoga blocks as wide as your yoga mat. Press your fingertips into the blocks, resisting the blocks to the floor, and lift your heart, Ardha Uttanasana. So once again, you're lengthening through the crown of the head, so my neck is not an extension or inflection, it's neutral. And as I partake in this movement, I'm going to fix my top. Tone the belly button in, press into the 4 points of your feet, press your thigh bones back and apart so your bum blossoms, and extend the neck. Now let's get a little bit more frisky in this one. Lift the balls of your feet and your toe pads as you soften your knees to do that, but keep your neck extending and your spine long. And then land the balls of your feet, your toe pads, and lift your heels as you keep the tone of your belly and resist the floor with your arms, with your hands. Turn your elbow creases to face your index finger and thumb and rock back and forth through the heels to the balls of the feet, but keeping your heart moving towards the front edge of your mat, and keeping a nice steady long line in your spine and resisting the floor equally as you rock heels to toe pads and balls of the feet. So a couple more rounds here. Noticing what you notice. Oh, hi, hamstrings. And then very mindfully land the 4 points of your feet when you're ready. Forward fold over your thighs, so really bend your knees. Tuck your head in. Grab a hold of the back of those calves of yours and your ankles, and then resist hands against calves. And then tuck your head in so you're looking up in towards your pubis. So you're in, forward folding. Bend your knees as much as you need to blossom your bum. And then, oh my goodness, just rock a little bit here. Sway your hips around a little bit. So you're forward folding. I like to tack my hands to the back of my skull and gently suggest my head curls in more. That's up to you. And then on our next in and out breath, releasing the arms down by the ankles, lifting the heart up, and then sitting the hips back as if you're sitting in a chair that's not there. And then start to sweep your arms forward, palms up. So you're moving your bum back in space. Draw the head of your arm bones back. Wiggle your hips around a little bit. Have some fun there. And then reach up as you extend your arms. knit the belly button in and reach those arms up joyfully. Exhale your hands into your heart center, Tadasana, mountain pose. Release your arms down by your side. And today I figured let's do some standing postures just to awaken ourselves in the structures of our being. So from here, make sure you have your 2 blocks. We will need them. Maybe, maybe not for you. So rooting down through your both sets of your feet. We're just going to do a couple of Ukutasanas, Uttanasas, what we just pretty much did a second ago. So inhale, reach your arms all the way up. Exhale into that chair pose known as Ukutasana, but keep your neck long and your shoulders out of your ears. Just pretend you're holding soup bowls in front of you. So my bum's back, my knees are not surpassing my toes. And then fully exhale into your Uttanasana. Grab the back of your calves, kindly that is. And then inhale into your half back. It looks like this, blocks are handy. Begin to hinge your hips back for Ukutasana, chair pose. Sweep your arms back up. Just a couple of breaths here. So you're really going slow and getting used to the grounding, the rooting of your feet. And then when you're ready to shine all the way up, do so. Exhale, hands to heart center. A couple more rounds of that. Go at your own pace or with me, inhaling up. Exhaling, chair pose. Oh yeah, a couple of breaths here, swaying those hips around, keeping your neck pretty neutral. Exhale, forward folding all the way down into your Uttanasana. I like to tuck my hands in and my head in as I hold the back of my calves. Couple more breaths here, swaying in the hips a little bit, just to say hello to all those beautiful muscles. And then on your next in-breath, start to sink your hips back, chair pose once again, and then rising up. So I eliminated the Ardha Uttanasana because that's just you coming back up into Ukutasanas. So follow that at your own pace. Once again, inhale, shine up. Exhale, chair into forward fold. Exhaling fully. Inhale, half back, lower the hips, Ukutasanas. See how you can even eliminate Ardha Uttanasana, just come right up into your Ukutasana. Exhale, Anjali Mudra. Start to find your fluidity in that. So just do a little self-discovery here. And that flows for me. You find your fluidity of that. 2 more times at your own pace. Oh, whatever fluidity gets you moving, eh? Whatever flow. I'm going to do 1 more round for myself here. Exhaling, feeling the energy of my body. The invitation is most often there for all of you to experiment and to feel what you need to do in the moment. In the moment. Good. Wonderful. Start to stand in your mountain pose when you arrive at the top, really securing down through the 4 points of your feet, fixing whatever you need to fix. And then let's play with this left leg first. Take the left leg back, and we'll play with the crescent lunge first. So unplug that left foot so the heels lift. See how my heels lifted? And then bending in that left knee, make sure your right knee doesn't surpass your right toes. Keep your neck neutral, so that's why I look straight ahead here. Playing in your crescent lunge, so lengthen the tailbone down, and then you can offer up whatever arrangement you want in your hands. I'm gonna wiggle my left leg further back as I bend my left knee, and we'll all descend that left knee as you bend it all the way towards the floor. So if you are surpassing your knee, come back, and then wiggle the left foot back and come all the way down. Wow, okay? Building strength. So I like to offer that we take the left and the right hand in any variation you feel like is more secure. Resist the knee, engage the abdominals, squeeze. In other words, isometrically work your feet towards the midline, hugging your inner thighs in, shoulders back, neck long, and then hover that knee up by just leaning back. Good. And then ascend. Good. Got it? And then keep on playing with the descending, I mean. Going up and down if that's really the only place that you could be at this time yet, or all the way down, placing the knee down, but working towards coming up without leaning forward. So you want to keep your spine erect. A couple more rounds of wherever you are, maybe just playing in the bending and extending, and that's awesome. Got it? Breathe that breath, make sure you're not holding your breath, and then on your next in and out breath, step the left foot to meet the right foot, Tadasana. Reassess your Tadasana mountain pose. So it doesn't have to be static like that. It could be like, whoo-wee. Good, let's do the right leg. Right leg steps back into hip distance apart, finding that squared pelvis, hips facing forward, bending and softening in the right knee. You know what you're going to do. Make sure the left knee does not surpass the left toes as you lower your right knee down. So this is where we're building our isometric core strength. So from the peripheral, fingers and toes, hug everything in and draw it back up. Play. Take some real, big notes about yourself. It's like, oh, I could use a little bit more hand support on this one. Maybe you won't go all the way to the floor today. Maybe you do go all the way to the floor and pick it back up. Building our strength, breathing the breath. Unplug your toes of the leading left foot so that you're not gripping the mat and falling over, and your feet are hip distance apart. 2 more breaths here, wherever you are. Wherever you are, yeah. Feeling that, heart lifts, side body long. And when you're ready to step your right foot forward, step it forward, Tadasana. Good, shake it out. Big breath in, letting go, breath out. And then let's take the left leg back once again, this time turning it at a 45-degree angle towards your leading right foot. Bend deep into your right thigh to your best ability, heel toeing your left foot as far back as you can, maintain the right knee not surpassing your toes. Take your right forearm onto the right thigh, but open up the chest by rolling the right shoulder back. So you keep this broad and then extend out through that left arm. So this is a nice little shortened side angle pose. And we'll play in triangle too. But right now, some of you may be able to touch down onto the floor and find your side angle without rolling forward and opening yourself up. Some of you will take your yoga block, preferably not these spongy ones. The wooden ones are the best. So playing in your side angle, making sure you accommodate yourself with all of your yoga paraphernalia. So your feet are drawn towards each other, wherever that may be. If you're on a block, your forearm meets your shin, forearm meets the thigh. You decide what you need to do. Play with the left arm, opening yourself up and go, yeah. Move your jaw around, lift and spread both sets of your toes, root down through the 4 points of the left foot, roll the left foot, the hip forward, lengthen the tailbone down, side angle. Now let's take it into triangle pose. So lengthening your legs, keeping your inner thighs hugging in, playing where that right arm needs to be, but broadening in the chest. Triangle and side angle, really big postures of strengthening, but also directing yourself in an opening of the heart, a rolling of the left hip, knitting the belly button in so that you're open in the front body. So if you find yourself falling forward here, come up higher, and maybe that's where you need to be to have your chest in the same direction as your pubis. So you're opening your heart up. 2 more breaths, wherever you may be. Play with your toes, make sure they're not gripping and turning white. Side angle, triangle. Where are you in this one today? Good. On your next in and out breath, secure through both feet and rise up through your torso. Yay. Bend back into your right knee. Make sure it's right over the second and third toe. So through the peripheral, I can see my big toe. Roll the left hip forward, lengthen the tailbone down, and then reach the right palm forward and up towards the sky as I take the left hand to my hip, roll the left hip forward, but really press down into the outer edge of that left foot, and then join that right arm with my left. And you could be here to keep it more warrior one neutral. And if you have issues with that hip, reassess the back foot so that you can find this most optimal warrior one. Wherever that may be, as long as there's not a struggle in your neck, no need to struggle. Make sure your right knee doesn't surpass your toes. Find your optimal warrior one today. For 5. For 4. Stance doesn't have to be so long. It could be nice and shortened to secure. Feet nice and wide. 3. 2. You've got it. And then slowly unplug that left heel. Step forward, Tadasana, mountain pose. Shake out your hips. I'm just going to turn forward to face you before we go to the other side. Take your left leg, cross it over, and then just take a moment so that the left leg crosses over the right. Reach your arms up, grab a hold of your left wrist with your right hand, and then you can bow your elbows out. And then just start to side bend. So it doesn't have to be so much flexion. You can have your hands in front of you if flexion is way too much for you. I understand. And just lean towards the left as you lengthen the right, so like a banana. So you're not sinking into it, you're lengthening it. And breathe your breath into your belly for 5. Move your jaw around for 4. Secure both feet. 3, 2, and then inhale, invite yourself back up to center and undo the legs. Got it? Standing at the top of your mat, I'm just going to turn sideways for that mountain pose. And this time we're going to step the right foot back, pivot on the 4 points of the right foot so that right foot's at a 45-degree angle. You've got my backside bending into this left knee, taking the left forearm to the thigh and finding your side angle pose. So again, your side angle is very different for all of you. If you're using a block or touching the floor, make sure your forearm is married, upper arm's married to your shin, wherever you may be, and find that opening of your chest. So you're rolling the right hip forward so your bum blossoms, lengthening your tailbone, so you're hugging your inner thighs and broadening in the chest. So make sure that left shoulder isn't sinking forward or dumping into your shoulder. Really finding your side angle. I can spend all day finding it, truly, because some days are like that. And then play with your triangle. So you start to lengthen that leg. Do you need a block? Are you able to continue to open up your heart center, lengthening your tailbone? You want to match your heart with your pubis in a sense. And for some of us, it's really challenging to do that, so we're here, and that's okay. And I love to hold that sacrum to remind myself to tuck it under and hug my inner thighs in. So I'm doing a dance to broaden so my sphincter stays open. So dancing between your triangle and your side angle. Love, 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 love. I love the dance. For 4 more, just really feeling what you need to feel, adjusting, rearranging. There's nowhere in any text saying that you need to be a certain way in order to reach your enlightenment. Your enlightenment is yours as you process your karma. 2 more breaths in this wonderful triangle or side angle. Good. Oh, feels so much in this one today. And then when you're ready to invite yourself up, press into both feet and rise up through the torso. Shazam. Good. Now reassess that back foot so that you can turn that right hip forward, facing forward. So you're reassessing that back foot. So you're squaring your hips forward. Engage your inner thighs. You can play with the legs. Doesn't have to be straight all the time or bent all the time. And then I invite you to find your warrior 1 pose. So you got to really knit the belly button in. So you can't really tell with my big hug, my life. This is my hug shirt, my love shirt. So lengthen the tailbone, press to the outer edge of your right foot so that all 4 points of your feet are secure. Lift and spread your toes if you can. And then invite that beautiful warrior 1 shape, posture, broadening, wherever that may be for you. It's yours. Again, it doesn't have to be a long, wide girth stance. It could be a very short one if that's better for you today. Or it could be where the thigh is right parallel to the floor and that left hip is forward. Make sure your belly's not popping out for 3, wherever you may be. For 2, secure that back right foot through the outer edge of the pinky side. You got it. And then unplug that right heel and step it forward. Tadasana, shake it out. Move it around, groove it. Then I'm going to face forward, right thigh crosses over left, okay? Grab a hold of your right wrist. Find your hasta, pada roots, and then start to extend and find that banana shape, that half moon crescent shape, and lengthen, just so you're lengthening and creating some space. Breathe that breath. Whoo-wee, good. And then inhale, invite it up. Exhale, surrender, undo, release. Fantastic. Let's continue on understanding postures. Top of the mat, beginning with that left leg as you find your Tadasana. Stepping the left foot back, plugging it down at a 45-degree angle. But this time, we're going to open up. We'll open up our hips. I invite you to open your hips facing the left side of your mat. Take your right hand inside your right knee and make sure your right knee stays directly over the second and third toe. Heel toe the back left foot as far back as or as close or as wide as you need to. Warrior 2 pose. From here, straighten your leading right leg and then hug your inner thighs in of each other and then bend deeper into that knee. Figure out what you need to do to make this arrangement of your torso, because we're not in Warrior 1, we're in Warrior 2. So reassessing the back foot, make sure the toes are still slightly pointed inward. You got it. And then open up those arms of yours. Yeah. Feel that. Say yes. Root down, lift and spread your toes. Open up that heart and then express it through that right arm and exalt it by taking the left arm to the back side, somewhere of that left leg, and opening up your heart still this way. Yeah, so in line with the left edge of your mat. And then once again, just reaching those arms back out. I like to pretend I'm holding two soup bowls so that I keep my upper arms externally rotating, and then dump the soup bowls from the elbows. For 2 more breaths, lift and spread your toes so you're hugging your inner thighs in back of each other, and then exalt it. And really opening up your heart still to the left side of your mat, and then come back into your Warrior 2. So play in the both of those postures, like your shape is yours. Sometimes just straightening that leading leg out like you do your triangle pose, and just giving yourself a dance. Whatever that may be for you, keep that left hip internally rotating. Yeah, good. And then straighten out through the leading right leg when you're ready. Bend into the right knee just a bit. Unplug the left foot and step forward to Tadasana to your best ability. Shake it out. Take a deep breath in and out. Feeling your structure here. The stability, the bravery. I know. Let's take that right leg back. Find the 4 points of the right foot. Rolling that right hip forward, but we're going to open up for the Warrior 2 position. So that means your torso, your heart, your sternum, you got my whole spine right down into my coccyx. Open up that left knee by taking the left hand inside the left knee to secure it there. Lift up through the toes, and then reassess your back right foot. So you're hugging your legs in towards the midline. Fine, lengthen your torso, however that works for you. Warrior 2 pose. So you're blossoming your bum, inner thighs back and apart. That right hip is rolling forward. Your spine is long. Open up those wings of yours. Feel the expansion. Yeah. Play with the shoulders. Fantastic. And then exalt it as you lift the left palm up, rolling your right hip forward, maybe placing that right hand to the back side of your inner thigh and drawing it back. And then play between the two. So you're opening up your heart to the right. Warrior 2. Exalted Warrior. Take your time. If you need to straighten that leading left leg, make sure you're not gripping with your toes, that your torso stays above. Shorten up your stance if you need to. You do you, or widen it, as long as your pubis is not below your knee, your left knee. Tailbone lengthens for 5 more breaths, just really playing. Warrior 2, exalt it. Use your breath. I often like to lift my left heel to really secure my inner thighs, my footing, and feeling my sovereign self. Who am I? I'm Teresa. Who are you? You are you. Okay? And then when you're ready, undo that back right heel. Take time to secure, to hug in, and step the right foot forward. Tadasana. Big breath in, letting go, breath out. And now I'd like to play in that and make it all a fluid practice. Okay? So stay with me on this one. Tadasana. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold as you wish. Uttanasana. Inhale your half back, whatever that may look like. Exhale, go deeper. Oh, there it is. Inhale, lower your hips, chair pose, and take it all the way up into Hasta Tadasana, hands together. Exhale to Anjali Mudra. Inhale, sweep those arms up. Exhale, forward fold once again. So think of it as chair to forward fold. Inhale, half back. Exhale, go deeper. Let your head go. Inhale, chair to rise up. Exhale, Anjali Mudra. Fantastic. One more of those. Inhale, shine it up. Exhale, forward fold. Let it go. You don't have to hurry. Inhale, half back. Exhale, go deeper. Inhale, rise it up. So really following your breath and then staying here in your Tadasana. Take a moment to recollect all of that energy, feeling your roots, and then let's pick up that left leg, set it back, 45-degree angle. Notice what that feels like, giving yourself that security through the foot, And then let's play in our side angle and our triangle. So bending into that right thigh or using your yoga block, whatever's handy, make sure it's secure, and find that side angle into your triangle, into your warrior two, into your exalted warrior. Yeah. And then taking that left arm forward, finding your warrior one posture, unplug that left foot, finding your crescent lunge, and then stepping the left foot to join the right foot, Ardha Uttanasana, Hasta Tadasana, Anjali Mudra. Breathe. So that's what we're gonna do again, but on the other side. So, inhale and exhale, taking your right foot back at a 45-degree angle, finding your side angle position, wherever that may be for you, and then creating a beautiful triangle pose. You got it. And then finding your warrior two. You got it. And then exalting it. And then inhaling and exhaling and finding your warrior one. So you really assess that back foot. Notice what that is for you. Then finding your crescent lunge, unplugging the back foot, and then stepping into Tadasana. So dancing between these beautiful postures is a way to secure our root chakras, but also uplift us. When we are rooted, we uplift. So let's do that again, and maybe do it at your own pace. Tadasana. Just one round of this flow. So inhaling up, exhaling forward fold from your chair to your Uttanasana. Inhale to your half back. Exhale, go deeper, Uttanasana. Inhale, chair. All the way up to Hasta Tadasana, exhaling to Anjali Mudra. Fantastic. Inhaling, left foot back, let's do the left. Finding that inner hug of your inner thighs, playfully opening up your torso, creating that beautiful side angle position, opening up your chest. Take your time into your triangle. So if I'm suggesting side angle to triangle and you're still in your side angle, be there. And then your warrior two, adjusting, reassessing. Then you're exalted, make it gentle, make it as intense as you wish. And then coming into your warrior one, so that means reassess that back foot. Feel yourself in this wonderful energy. Unplug that back heel, step forward, Anjali Mudra, Tadasana. Ready to do the other side? Take your time. Take your time, inhaling, exhaling. Feel your breath. Got it. Keep it going. Another round on each side. If you're choosing to watch and breathe with me, I'm going to be silent, just hearing my breath. It changes as you grow and flow and trust yourself. Your breath may even slow you right down as you take the time. If you're speeding it up, that's great too. is no like specific thing. It's just the freedom to express, the freedom just to dance your dance. You've heard all the cues before. Now just play in, of, and memorization and playfulness are the parts of our, practice that are definitely in a great need right now for us to really trust in ourselves and really practice aligning ourselves in the moments of our being. And once you all come to the top of your mat in your Tadasana, I'm just going to face forward for you. As you come to the top of your mat, whether your feet are together, hip distance or shoulder distance, close your eyes, soften your knees. Actually, let me reiterate that. Everyone bring your feet nice and wide as your mat. Okay, soften your knees and just let your arms flop like an old style washer machine. I still have one of those. So you can move your face, your nose with your sternum as you let your arms just like flop. Closing your eyes is a great option. You can speed it up, you can slow it down. Your knees are soft, your bum is blossoming, and you're breathing. Slowing it down, coming to the stillness, standing tall, walking your feet back to the center, hip distance, shoulder distance, or equal standing samstiti. Bring your hands together at Anjali Mudra, heart center, Anjali Mudra. Roll your shoulders back, engage your shoulder blades. Take a nice calm, sweet breath in and a calm, sweet breath out. Releasing your arms down by your side, giving yourself some grace, and just drishte. I invite us all to really feel the euphoric, the belly breathing, the groundedness from our pelvis down into the roots of our Mother Gaia Earth, and that rising up through the fullness of your heart and out through the crown of the head. We are ascending. We are these sentient beings. We are forever growing and learning. May we continue to change with grace. So just taking a moment to remind yourself of your intention, the sound of Om, your body's connection to Earth and Universe Divine. We're connected. And thank yourself today for your practice, for being in your sovereign self. Let us bring our hands back into Anjali Mudra at the heart center, closing the eyes or drishte, and let us end the practice with Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Take a deep breath in. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. From my light, my heart to yours. May you find the therapeutic practice, the restore practice, the kind practice, the practice of being present very helpful for you. Thank you so much for your subscription, and I'll see you in the Restore, Breath, and Meditate and or the Core and Breath practice. Till the next episode. Send me any email that you would like to ask questions. Maybe I have the answers, maybe I don't. It's okay. I am okay with that. Namaste.